Proverbs 19, wisdom over wealth, the value of integrity. Have you ever been tempted to cut corners to get ahead? To sacrifice your peace for progress? To bend your values for a quick reward? Proverbs 19 steps into that very struggle and offers a divine realignment. It opens with a sharp comparison. Better the poor whose walk is blameless than a fool whose lips are perverse. Proverbs 19:1. Right from verse 1, Solomon tells us, character is greater than cash. You may not have wealth, influence, or connections, but if you walk with integrity, you're rich in God's eyes. This world may applaud the slick, the cunning, the fast talkers, but heaven honors the humble and honest. Verse 2 continues, desire without knowledge is not good. How much more will hasty feet miss the way? Desire isn't wrong, but desire without wisdom? That leads to ruin. Many start running without knowing where they're going. They chase dreams, careers, relationships, and without asking for God's direction. Solomon warns, don't sprint without a map. Pause, seek, learn. Verse 3 reveals a deeper problem. A person's own folly leads to their ruin, yet their heart rages against the Lord. How often do we blame God for the consequences of our own choices? This verse calls out our human tendency to avoid responsibility. But God isn't the author of your disaster. He's the rescuer in it. Stop blaming Him for what your decisions have caused. Start inviting Him to heal what your wisdom couldn't prevent. Then comes a sobering principle in verse 4. Wealth attracts many friends, but even the closest friend of the poor person deserts them. This verse exposes a truth we often don't want to admit. Many relationships are conditional, but God's love isn't. When the world walks away because you're empty-handed, He walks in because your heart is open. One of the most beautiful gems in this chapter is verse 17. Whoever is kind to the poor lends to the Lord, and He will reward them for what they have done. When you give to someone in need, God says, you're not just helping a person, you're lending to me. He sees every act of mercy, every sacrifice, every unnoticed gift, and He doesn't forget, He repays. He honors generosity like heaven's own currency. Verse 20 then shifts the focus to wisdom. Listen to advice and accept discipline, and at the end you will be counted among the wise. Wisdom requires correction. You can't grow if you can't be challenged. Don't despise discipline, embrace it. Let God's correction lead you, not shame you, because those who accept it rise in wisdom. Finally, verse 21 offers peace for the planner. Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. You can have a vision board, a strategy, and a 5-year plan, but God's purpose is what will ultimately stand. That doesn't mean planning is wrong. It means your surrender matters more than your spreadsheet. The wise person builds, but holds every blueprint loosely before the Lord. So what is the lesson of Proverbs 19? Walk with integrity, even when no one sees. Don't chase fast success at the cost of deep peace. Love the poor as if you're loving God Himself. Receive correction like a gift, because it is. And trust that even if your plans fall apart, His purpose never does. God's wisdom in this chapter isn't just moral, it's practical. It reshapes how we relate to people, money, failure, and even our dreams. It doesn't promise a perfect life, it promises a meaningful one. CTA to close, comment. I choose integrity if this chapter stirred something in you. Drop a prayer request below. We're walking with you. Share this with someone who's trying to build without wisdom. Subscribe and continue the journey. Day 20 is coming. Wisdom and justice.